Hello everyone, my name is Danny. This review is going to be for the movie called Rambo Last Blood. This is a 2019 film. I saw it in theater, 2 days ago? And just getting around to do my review. It's rated R, it runs an hour and a half. It's directed by Adrian Grunberg. It stars Sylvester Stallone, Paz Vega, and Sergio Perez Manchetta. The description: almost 4 decades after he drew first blood, Sylvester Stallone is back as one of the greatest action heroes of all time, John Rambo. Now, Rambo must confront his past and unearth his ruthless combat skills to exact revenge in a final mission. A deadly journey of vengeance, Rambo Last Blood marks the last chapter of the legendary series. This is Rambo Last Blood. Well, I am going to be completely honest and say that I don't think I've seen any of the other Rambo movies. They're older, and we haven't had one recently, and all of a sudden Stallone feels like making this one to say that it's finished, and I don't know if you can really call that a series, but okay. But I don't think I've seen the other ones. I mean, Rambo's always been that character in my mind that, is a fighter. And, yeah, he probably did a bunch of missions and stuff, but I didn't know if they're like this movie where they're about vengeance or if he was like James Bond where he had like a mission. I have no idea. So I went into this one just wanting to experience the last Rambo movie without seeing any of the prior ones. Most of the people that probably watch this review or, that even watch this movie are probably ones that have seen the other Rambo movies. So I'm one of the few that has not seen any of them, and I just decided to go see this. Usually I'm a pretty heavy critic on Stallone. The last couple movies he's done here and there have been just a little stale, just a little dry, not much personality, not much characterization, just really bad movies. And I would say that this kind of falls in the line, but I do want to put out there that I appreciate, people who have created characters in their life and they want to keep going with them more than one movie. That's a nice thing. So I did experience Rambo. I didn't think it was stupid at all. I just maybe didn't enjoy it as much as other people will. I thought the action was fine. Nothing I haven't seen before. Things I saw happen. I kind of thought maybe they could happen a little quicker or a little bit more violently. It wasn't really up to my expectation of violence that, I expect of a lot of different movies. And with this one, I didn't really know what to expect, what I saw was kind of disappointing, to be honest. The other characters in this movie, there's this girl. She kind of sets the movie off, and it ends up being kind of a Taken situation, which I know how some of you feel about the movie Taken. And for this to copy that, sort of, it was like, oh man, I almost got bored really fast because I didn't know that's what this movie was going to be. But it's set up for some good emotion and some driven force. But she was all right. She was a good actress. She was young. You can tell she was really young. And the situation she put herself in kind of seemed a little ridiculous. But then the other people along the way, like there's this lady that she's like the housekeeper, but she's an aunt or something. And that relationship between her and Rambo is a little confusing. And like I said, I haven't watched the other movies. Maybe she was in them. Maybe all this is explained by watching the prior movies. I don't know. But the bad guys are the bad guys. They talk very big game. They seem to be used to running kind of a a villain ring, and they looked like they knew what they were doing. I didn't appreciate as many subtitles as there were. There was a lot of subtitles, more than I thought needed to be, because they kind of went back and forth between English and Spanish. And I thought, well, if you're gonna do that, why don't you just talk English? I mean, this is a Rambo movie. You want it to appeal to the masses. Why don't you just talk English? So it just kind of confused me that way. Not that Spanish is bad or anything, but it just, why are you going back and forth between the two? Just either have tons and tons of subtitles or just speak English, because obviously both of you know how. That's just what kind of confused me. So the ending was the ending. I thought there was something a little bit amiss that maybe they might have forgotten about, but there was a weird line at the end too. I was like, what? No, that's not right. And other than that, it was it was an action scene. It was cool. It's like the Magnificent Seven kind of leads up to the end. It's kind of like every other movie that it leads up to the end, and it was fine. So I think I'm gonna give Rambo: Last Blood a C. I don't know if I'll ever watch the earlier ones, but I did kind of enjoy this one. So it's a good exposure one to to experience, and then people, if they want to fall in love with them, then they can go back and own the whole series and everything. But I'm just not going to be one of those people. So yeah, I think a C is a fair grade. I think it was a little slow. I think it was a little bit too much like other movies out there, and it just didn't have enough to really impress. So a C for Rambo: Last Blood. Thanks a lot, guys. My name's Danny. If you like this or any of my other videos, try and get some of them watched. Like and subscribe to my channel if you would. And enjoy your movies. Thanks.